Yo guys, YouTube, what's going on? Mike Swingman here, giving you guys another video. Today's video, we are going to dive into my Team Infinity 5 predictions coming up in the show 21. I know everyone's excited for it. It's going to be probably the finest series. That's what my prediction is. So based off my prediction, I'm going to give you guys the finest players per team. These are my predictions. They're just what I think is going to happen through statistics and through what the cards have that SCS has given us throughout the year. So before we dive into that portion of the video, I want you guys to go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit those bell notifications buttons so that you guys are notified for my future uploads on this channel. Currently at 480 subscribers, trying to get to 500. So if you guys can do that, that would really help the channel a lot. Okay, because that would make us on our halfway point to 1,000 subscribers. So getting to 500 is my personal goal that I want to achieve. So I really appreciate if you guys can do that. Okay, but other than that, let's go ahead and dive into our first Team Infinity finest player. All right, guys, so the first finest player from the Blue Jays organization. I know we got a all-star package or all-star card of this guy. But, I mean, how can you really go away from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? The guy had a great year. Now, he could be a collection in the game for the finest series. Who knows? But if they don't have him as a collection, I by far think that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. by far takes the finest series out of the Blue Jays organization. The man had a I'm going to have the stats right here, 311 batting average with 48 home runs, and his OPS, get this, his OPS was 1.002. He is a candidate for the MVP for the year. And I gotta say, man, he has a great swing. I remember using his all-star card, earlier on into this game, and I gotta say that he is a good card to have, especially if he's released. So, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Toronto Blue Jays. All right, guys, so from the Orioles organization, I think, in my honest opinion, I thought John Means was going to get it, but, however, we could see a Cedric Mullins 99 card. If SCS listens to the fan base, which I know they always have done really well with, I honestly think they're going to give us the finest Cedric Mullins. Cedric has had an absolutely incredible year. Okay, he has 30 stolen bases, 30 home runs, and not only that, he had the best OPS on his squad. And I gotta tell you, man, the card, me personally, the card wasn't glitchy for me, but I heard a lot of good things about this card, especially from his All-Star Series card. And a lot of guys have took me deep with his Cedric Mullins card. They have hit home runs against my pitching. Okay, so this is it. This is the finest series for the Orioles. I got Cedric Mullins. Let's move on to the next one. All right, from the Tampa Bay Rays organization, this I'm going to have to award Brandon Lowe. Brandon had an incredible year with the Rays, and I think he stood out. Now, there is Mike Zunino. Mike Zunino had a good year too, but I think if you look at the overall point of the game or of the year for the player, Brandon Lowe had a better year. I think overall, I think he should be the good pick. I think he would be a beast of a card in this game, my honest opinion. We already got a Randy Arozarena, so that's kind of out of the books. Randy already got a 99 card, so I honestly think Brandon Lowe is the next one in line. And Brandon's stats, by the way, he had 39 home runs, had an 863 OPS. The guy absolutely, he raked, man. And then not only that, he had 97 runs and helped his Rays team tremendously. So I honestly think, in my honest opinion, I think we could be getting a Brandon Lowe card, and I hope so because this card is absolutely glitchy and can be glitchy. And obviously, I think his monthly rewards card, he does really well against lefties. And honestly, I love the card, especially in BR. I raked with Brandon Lowe, okay? But my finest prediction goes to Brandon Lowe from the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, from the Boston Red Sox organization, I gotta say, I think we're gonna get a relief pitcher here because we already got a Rafael Devers. We already got a Kiki Hernandez 99 card. I honestly think, in my honest opinion, we're going to get a Matt Barnes relief pitching card. Matt was the lead saver for the Red Sox. He helped out tremendously. He was a good reliever for them, and I think he did pretty decent well throughout the postseason, or well, someone in the postseason. You know, I think he did pretty good. But for the regular season, he was great. I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was one of the best relievers in the MLB. But you know, with this card, honestly, my honest pick on this is if they do have him at 125 pip per nine or K per nine, I still think he's not going to be effective just because he only has 3 pitches. Hopefully SDS gives him another one. But if it wasn't for Matt Barnes, I would probably say maybe Hunter Renfroe or JD Martinez. But Matt Barnes has so far in this game has not got a 99. So I'm just going to roll the dice, and I'm going to say Matt Barnes will be the guest pick for the finest Red Sox, okay? All right, so that's it for the Red Sox on that one. Let's move on to the last but not least, the Yankees. All right, from the Yankees organization, this is something that I was kind of a little bit in a bottle. I had between Stanton or Garrett Cole, and I decided I'm going to guess Garrett Cole. The reason why Garrett Cole is going to be the second pitcher in the AL East, in my honest opinion, is because Garrett Cole, getting his stats, Garrett Cole he had an okay ERA. He had 3.28 ERA. Not too bad. It's pretty average. Pretty good. He has 16 wins, 16 W's with the New York Yankees. But here's this. This is what will get the kicker, and I think this will be a good card if SDS does it justice, is that he had 243 strikeouts. Absolutely incredible. Had 243 strikeouts. In my honest opinion, I honestly think, and here's the reason why I think Judge already got a 99, Giancarlo already got a 99. I think Cole is the next available option who has not got a 99 in this game, and I think he's going to be the best, probably one of the best pitchers if they give him some good pitches. I don't know. If they give this guy a sinker, it's game over. And an outlier, too. Might as well, you know. But the New York Yankees organization, my finest pick is going to be Garrett Cole. All right, guys, from the White Sox organization, I got to say the number one finest player from the White Sox, I had between him and Luis Robert, but Robert already got a 90. I think he got like a 96, 97. Hendricks already had like a 99. Same with Kimbrel and Yaz. So I thought Carlos Rodon is going to get the finest player, and here's why. He had 13 wins, and he had a 2.35 ERA. I mean, he had a lot of strikeouts, and not only that, he almost threw a perfect game this year, or a / no-hitter. But, I mean, the card is nasty. He is nasty. I think overall throughout the season, I think he was a big catalyst of the reason why the White Sox were able to win all those games. Hopefully they give him a good fastball outlier, because he did throw a couple times. I think he did hit 100, or he got at least 98, 99. So it would be kind of cool if they just kind of bump up his stats and make him unhittable. I don't know. I mean, SDS will be kind of, they'll use their imagination. But by far, White Sox, I got to go Carlos Rodon as the finest player. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, from the Cleveland Indians organization, I got to say, it was really tough because I wanted to go Bieber, but I mean, Jose had such a stellar year that you got to give him the card. I mean, I get it, he got an all-star card at 98, but you got to give him the 99. Everyone wants a 99 Jose Ramirez, and he'll be utilized a lot. So I think SDS, my honest opinion, they're going to go with Jose Ramirez here, because not only that, his stats show he had 36 home runs, 103 RBIs, and not only that, had an 893 OPS. He was the best on the team, big catalyst. I know the Indians didn't do so well throughout the season, but by far, if you're talking about the finest series for this team, it just has to go Jose. I just don't see SDS maybe going with Roberto Perez or Saval. I mean, I don't know. But my pick, my opinion on this, by far, Jose Ramirez for the Indians. Let's move on to. All right, from the Tigers organization, I got to say from this organization, I honestly think Casey Mize. I mean, the Tigers had a pretty atrocious year as it is, and I feel bad for Detroit, but I mean, the only guy that really had somewhat of a good year overall, I think Casey probably is the best pick out of the whole entire staff and roster, because Casey, as a rookie, actually didn't do too bad, man. Actually had pretty good stats. I think he had like 3 ERA, and then he actually led the team. He was one of the guys that actually was high on the win column for them as well, and he had good strikeout numbers. And I think everyone would love to have a Casey Mize card, and the reason why is because the 99 Future Stars card a couple of years back was actually pretty filthy. I personally, when I faced that card, it was so difficult just to hit off of him. And I gotta say, man, like if SDS, I mean, if they're known for that, bringing past good cards. I definitely see Casey Mize being one of the finest for the Detroit Tigers, and honestly, that wouldn't be a bad card, man. My opinion. Now, he might not have the best hit per nine or K per nine, but he will have that nasty slider and sinker combination. So, anyways, Casey Mize, Detroit Tigers. All right, from the Salvador Perez, but from the Royals organization, I gotta say that it's really hard to go with either Nicky Lopez or Benintendi. But you cannot just pass up the opportunity of Salvador Perez unless he is a finest collection within that within the program. I really doubt it that they're going to pass up on what a great year he has had for the Royals. You know, I'll tell you his stat line right here. Are you guys ready for this? 48 home runs, 121 RBIs. His OPS was the best on the team with an 859. I mean, and he's a candidate for the MVP, the AL MVP. So I'd be surprised if SCS decided to not get Salvi into the game as a 99, especially with such a great year he's had. I just don't see it. So I definitely think Salvi will be the finest 99 for the Kansas City Royals. All right, so Salvi, 99 finest for the Kansas City Royals. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. All right, from the Twins organization, I gotta say, we had a Byron earlier on in the year, but I think the fan base of SCS and the show community, they're looking for a Jorge Polanco card, especially with the switch hitting opportunity and the year that this card has had. This guy had a tremendous year for the Twins. When you look at the stat line, he had 33 home runs, 98 RBIs, and he led the team in OPS of 827 OPS. I mean, the card is nasty. I think he's going to be a nasty card, especially coming from both sides, being a switch hitter. He's going to be good. He's going to be one of the highly anticipated second basemen in this game, especially if SCS boosts the finest stats like they did last year. People are going to they're going to be consuming this card. I really hope they give him good contact and good vision, which I'm pretty sure they will. But, I mean, by far, if this card is released and they boost his stats, I think he's going to be utilized a lot in this game because everyone uses him a lot anyways, especially his Topps card, But he has that swing. That's just good. But anyways, Jorge Polanco, Twins organization finest. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, from the Houston Astros organization, I got none other than Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker having a tremendous year as he did for the Astros. I think he's going to be the 2021 finest pick for the Houston Astros. The man had a great year. The man batted, let me see here, 30 home runs, 92 RBIs, and 917 OPS. He was one of the best hitters, probably the best hitter, excuse me, for the Houston Astros organization other than Rodon. And everyone has had a 99 card except for Kyle Tucker. So my honest opinion, Tucker is the pick for the Houston Astros organization. I hope he gets it. Not bad swing, good lefty swing. All right, and not bad in the outfield, as you can tell. But other than that, Kyle Tucker, Houston Astros finest pick. All right, from the Anaheim Angels organization, Los Angeles Angels organization. This one's a tough one. This could be a collection again because Shohei Ohtani is running for MVP. So this was a tough one because All-Stars, when we did the All-Stars, they had him as the collection. So I honestly think, Rendon had a good year. He had a decent year. Jared Walsh had a decent year. But you just cannot take away Ohtani's great year with the Angels. You just can't. The man absolutely right here. He had 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, and led the OPS in 965 for the team. He was the reason why the Angels even had a shot at winning in their games this year. So that's something that I noticed. It just, to me, it's so hard to pass down such a great year that Ohtani had, to absolutely boost his stats for both pitching and hitting. That would be really great. And he would be utilized a lot in this game. And I think SDS will not pass on that, okay? But Shohei Ohtani, Los Angeles Angels finest. Move on to the next. All right, from the Oakland A's organization. It was pretty hard because I know Starling had a pretty good year for the Oakland A's. But I got to say, man, that Olsen stole the show. Olsen stole the show. He was the guy. He was the catalyst of the team. If he wasn't hitting, or if he didn't drive any runs, I mean, the A's were pretty much, they still won, but I mean, he kind of helped a lot. So, I mean, when you look at his stats, though, he had 39 home runs, 111 RBIs, and he had an OPS of 911. Okay, I mean, Olsen smacked good this year. He absolutely had great hitting stats. I mean, it's tough because I know SDS might not go with him and go with Marte because Marte doesn't have a 99. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Either card deserves it. I mean, they both had great years, but I just think Olsen, with his stats, with the stats that he has developed, I honestly think he is the best pick for the finest A's organization. My honest opinion. Now, I could be wrong, and my prediction could be wrong. It could be Starling Marte or Chris Bassett right here. But I think Matt Olson will be the finest for the Oakland A's. Okay, moving on to the next. All right, from the Seattle Mariners organization, I got, for the finest, I have actually Mitch Haniger. Mitch Haniger had an incredible year for the Seattle Mariners, especially being a right fielder. It would be really hard to pass on this guy. I know they might either go with Sewald here as the closing pitcher, but Mitch overall had a pretty good regular season. The man had 39 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 804 OPS. He led the team. We've had great Mitch Haniger cards in the past. A lot of guys say that they like the card. They like the swing that he has, the mechanics he has. I'll be really shocked if they pass on this card, and here's why. This card is very well known in the show community, and a lot of people will try to go after it. It's my honest pick that Sewald Sewald might get it, but I think Mitch Haniger is the overall good choice, especially with the stat line he has for the Mariners. I think SCS will use him as the finest for the Mariners. Okay, so Mitch Haniger, Seattle Mariners finest. All right, from the Texas Rangers organization, I honestly think Adolis Garcia gets the Rangers pick for the finest in 2021. And here's why. I honestly think he was absolutely raking the ball. He was an all-star for the Rangers, had a great year, great rookie year, or somewhat a year. I think it's his second, but I'm going to say rookie. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but the guy had 31 home runs, 90 RBIs, and he was one of the highest in OPS in the team. Honestly, I think the card is going to be well used if he comes out and if they boost his hitting stats. Not a bad card. Wish he was a Cardinal, but you could give it to Falefa right here, Kiner. But I think Adolis overall had the better year for the Texas Rangers. But anyways, Texas Rangers, Adolis Garcia is the finest. Let's move on to the next. All right, from the Atlanta Braves organization, I got Mr. Austin Riley. It was between either him or Freddie Freeman. I had to go Austin Riley because of the stat line that he has had for the year with the Atlanta Braves. And if you look at it, he had a 303 batting average, had 33 home runs, and his OPS was actually 898. He absolutely killed it for this team. And I think he was one of the reasons why the team was able to come back and was successful of coming back and winning, getting themselves into the playoffs and obviously winning the World Series, okay? So I got Austin Riley. My honest opinion, Austin Riley, I think he has a good swing. In the past shows, he's actually been a glitch. I remember his Future Stars card back in like 19 or 18 was actually not a bad card from what the community has said. And then he actually just done damage against my pitching. But other than that, Atlanta Braves organization finest, I got Austin Riley as the pick. Now on to the next. All right, from the Miami Marlins organization, a lot of guys are saying Trevor Rogers is the finest. I say no. I would go with a Sandy Alcantara finest card, and here's why. I think Sandy will have the outlier for the Miami Marlins, and I hope he does, because if he does, I think he's going to have a good pitching mechanics, and he's going to have a glitchy release. Maybe. I could be wrong. But the reason why is that he had a really good year. Sandy Alcantara, here's his stat line. He had 3.19 ERA, he had 9 wins, and he had 201 strikeouts for the Miami Marlins. Overall, I think he actually had a pretty good year. We haven't had a Sandy Alcantara 99 card yet, so I think SCS will introduce us to a new 99 Miami Marlins Sandy Alcantara, all right? So from the Miami Marlins organization, I got Sandy Alcantara as the finest pick, all right? All right, from the New York Mets organization, we actually got a home run derby card early on in the year. It's really tough because I got Edwin Diaz and you got Marcus Stroman. I mean, obviously, we already got a Jacob deGrom card. I really think that Pete Alonso will be the finest for the New York Mets. I really think. I really think so. If you look at the stat line, he led in mostly everything. I mean, home runs. I mean, you got it right here from the Mets. He had 37 home runs, 262 average, and had an 862 OPS. So he led a lot of things in the Mets organization. And Petey, I got to say, Petey has had a good swing. I did like his home run derby swing. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't the best on Legend, but I definitely think in BR he would be a really good candidate and good pick to get to the flawless 12-0. But New York Mets organization, I got Pete Alonso as my finest pick. All right, from the Philadelphia Phillies organization, I gotta say, I think it's obvious that people are gonna go with this man. Bryce Harper has to have the 99 finest for the Phillies. I know we already just got a 99 card from his MVP year, but I mean, look at the stats. I mean, he's running for MVP right now. I mean, it would be really shocking if SDS decided to go with a Gene Segura or Zach Wheeler. We could get a Zach Wheeler, don't get me wrong, but it would be really hard to pass up against a Bryce Harper. And maybe Bryce Harper might be a collection, who knows? But in my honest opinion and choice, if it was me, I would say Bryce Harper gets the finest pick, and here's why. Because Philly, he had a 309 average, 35 home runs, and guess this, his OPS was 1.044 with the Phillies. He was absolutely a catalyst for them. They needed him, and he was the reason why the Phillies even had a shot of almost making playoffs this year, okay? So the Philadelphia Phillies organization, my choice, obviously, is the MVP candidate. Finalist is Bryce Harper. So, okay, we're on to the next. From the Washington Nationals organization, I think everyone knows what the pick is, and I think SCS knows it too. You got to go Juan Soto. Juan Soto absolutely had a tremendous year with the Washington Nationals. I would be really shockingly surprised if SCS blows this and just decides, no, we're not doing it. But they won't, and I know they won't. They're good guys. They listen to the community. They will go with Juan Soto. And I got to say, from my personal experience and from previous videos, I love his hitting mechanics. His swing is absolutely on point and money. And if we get a finest Juan Soto, oh my Lord, is it going to be nasty. But if we look at the stats right here for Juan Soto, he had 313 batting average, 29 home runs, and not only that, had a .999 OPS with the squad. He absolutely raked. He helped them win somewhat games this year. I know the Nationals did not have a good overall year. They kind of struggled a little bit. But if you look at the stat line and you look at the best overall player, definitely Juan Soto took it away for the Nationals. Okay, so the Washington Nationals, my pick will be Juan Soto. All right, from the Chicago Cubs organization, obviously with them absolutely clearing house and getting rid of all their great players like Chris Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez, I got to go Wilson Contreras here. And Wilson would be a pretty good catching card for our finest in this game. In my honest opinion, when you look at his stats, him and Happ were going neck and neck on hitting on home runs. But he had 21 home runs, and he had a .778 OPS with the Cubs. But I think overall, I think he was the best Cub of the team. Wilson has always been known to having a good team, being a good player. having good guys behind him to also help him. But I mean, now that Rizzo and Bryant and Mize left, I mean, it was kind of tough to be the guy and to be the carrier of the team. But Chicago Cubs finest selection, I go with Wilson Contreras. All right, from the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Obviously, this is everyone's pick. You cannot miss this. We already had a good card earlier on in the year. Pretty dominating card, if you ask me. Pretty filthy card. But Corbin Burnes, by far, is going to get the finest. He has to. He's going to be. He's a candidate run for Cy Young. He absolutely tear it up with the Brewers. I'll show you the stat line. Had a 2.43 ERA. Had 234 strikeouts. He was a strikeout guy. And guess this, batting average against, he had a 200 batting average against with Corbin Burnes. The guy absolutely shoved and did really well against other hitters around the league. And dude, in my honest opinion, the community wants Corbin Burnes as the guy for the finest for the Brewers. I think SCS will deliver and give us Corbin Burnes. He has good pitching mechanics. He has good high velocity stuff, good change of movements and all that. But anyways, Milwaukee Brewers finest selection, I go with Corbin Burnes. All right, from the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, we already got a Brian Reynolds early on in the year, 95 with the switch hitter. A lot of people say that it could be Jacob Stallings. I honestly think if you give us a Jacob Stallings card, I think no one's going to use it. I really think no one's going to use a Jacob Stallings card. So my honest opinion, I think SCS is going to make the right move. Or, I mean, they could give you a Jacob Stallings too. Jacob Stallings could be a good move too. But my honest opinion, I think Brian Reynolds is the card because everyone loved this card. Everyone used Brian Reynolds, that 95 Reynolds. He was a glitch. Everyone loved him. He had a good swinging mechanics, and he had a good year. If you look at the stat line, with the Pirates, he had 24 home runs, 90 RBIs, and he had a 912 OPS with the team. So stat-wise, it shows. Like, he's the guy. So I think, my honest opinion, the Pittsburgh Pirates' finest selection, it's going to be Brian Reynolds. Okay, on to the next. All right, from the Cincinnati Reds organization, we already had a Castellanos. We already had a Votto. Honestly, I think this could be a pitcher opportunity, and we could have Tyler Mahle be the candidate for the Cincinnati Reds. And here's why. If you look at his stat line, he had 13 wins, 210 Ks. Okay, that's interesting. He's going to be a good K guy. And not only that, his batting against average was 234. He was a pretty good dominating pitcher. So we could see something new from the show by bringing in a 99 Tyler Mahle from the Cincinnati Reds, because we already got a Joey Votto and a Nick Castellanos high 98-99 card. So my honest opinion, Cincinnati Reds organization finest pick will be Tyler Mahle for the Reds. My honest opinion, that I think that they're going to go with him since Votto and Castellanos already had a 99 card. So, hey, Reds organization pick for the finest will be Tyler Mahle. Moving on to the next. All right, from my St. Louis Cardinals organization, my finest pick has got to be Paulie Goldie, man. Paulie Goldschmidt is the guy for the finest series for the Cardinals. The reason why is we already got a 99 Arenado. We got a 99 Tyler O'Neill. We got a 97 Giovanni Gallegos and a 99 Edmund and a 96 Bader. Just recently got a 97 Flaherty, so it has to be Paulie. It has to be Goldie. Goldie has to be the guy that SCS is going to release. And I got to say, not a bad card. Pretty decent card. And I think he's going to have good power for both sides. If you look at the stat line for Paul Goldschmidt, he had 294 average. He had 31 home runs, and he had 99 RBI. So he's going to have pretty decent power stats from both sides of the plate. In regards to that. But I mean, in regards to the finest selection, Goldschmidt has always been a decent card over the past years. Been okay. So it'd be kind of interesting to kind of see him in a Cardinals card rather than a D-backs card. So, anyways, 99 Goldie is coming, I think, in my opinion. But St. Louis Cardinals organization finest selection, I got to say, Paul Goldschmidt is the pick. Okay, so on to the next. All right, from the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, I gotta say that Ketel Marte is probably going to be the guy for the Diamondbacks. Could be him or Josh Rojas. Maybe Josh. They might go with Josh because of he's a new card, new guy. But if it was up to me, I think Ketel Marte is usually the guy in Arizona that always comes through and has been the guy as always. We could get a finest series of him maybe later on as a flashback, but if you look at the better year, I mean, Ketel had 14 home runs, 50 RBIs, and he had a 318 batting average. So he was always really well known and good as a hitter with the Arizona Diamondbacks when he was healthy. Okay, but my honest pick for the Arizona Diamondbacks, I think he's actually a better card. He's a switch hitter, so people are going to use him a lot. And overall, I mean, with the speed, I think he's going to be lights out. My honest opinion. Now they give him 62 speed here. I think they will give him. I think they'll make him a little faster in his Fire Series. But anyways, Arizona Diamondbacks' finest selection is going to be Ketel Marte for me. Okay. All right, from the Colorado Rockies organization, it's hands down. We all know it. We thought we were going to get a lightning card of this man, but CJ Cron, I think, will be the finest series for the Colorado Rockies. And I gotta say, CJ had a pretty good year with the Colorado Rockies, and I think he will probably retire as a Rocky for how great of a year he's had with them this past year. All right, if we look at the stat line, he has 28 home runs, 92 RBIs, and he had a 905 OPS with the team. He was dominating. He was pretty good. He doesn't have a bad swing in the show. I've been okay with him, but maybe with the finest attributes and all, he could be a goon. Who knows? But anyways, Colorado Rockies' finest selection for 2021. I gotta say, CJ Cron will take it. Okay, so on to the next. Let's go. All right, from the Los Angeles Dodgers organization, I hope this card is the pick for the finest because I rake with this card. I rake with this guy's hitting mechanics. It's Max Muncy. Max Muncy had a really good year for the Dodgers. If you can see, he had 36 home runs, 94 RBIs, and he had an 895 OPS with the team. He was the best hitter, probably the best power hitter on the team, and I think that if SCS releases this card is going to do damage to other lineups across the show community. I think this card would be filthy to have in the show 21. If he does come out, I'll be stoked, but he has always had a pretty glitchy swing, and everyone has liked his swing in the show community. But anyways, Los Angeles Dodgers finest selection, I'm going to go with Max Muncy for the Dodgers. All right, so here we go. Now on to the next. All right, from the Padres organization, I got to say Fernando Tatis Jr. will be the finest selection. And I got to say, I'm going to be stoked for this card. I think this might be either a collection card or it's going to be the card for the Padres. And I got to say, I really hope they boost his stats to 99, everything. I want to see 99 speed and stealing. And I think his fielding is going to be fantastic. And his power, we all know his power is going to be there too. So, and his swing, he's always been known to having having a great swing in the show community. And I personally liked his swing when I had him in my lineup earlier on in the year. So I really hope he gets an absolute just decked out attributes up card, because I think the show community would like it as well. But anyways, the San Diego Padres finest selection, I gotta say Fernando Tatis Jr. will take the spot. All right, here we go, on to the next. All right, last but not least, from the San Francisco Giants organization, I gotta go with Brandon Crawford. Brandon had a tremendous year with the San Francisco Giants, and the reason why is no one expected the Giants to be where they were. Everyone didn't think that the Giants would make it to the playoffs and do what they did. And the reason why for this, I think, is still Guzman, but I think Brandon Crawford was the reason that they did so well. Now, they could go with Posey as the guy. Posey could be the finest selection for them because of Posey's retirement. And I got to say, Posey would be a good selection just because of his retirement recently. So they might go Buster Posey, but my honest selection would be Brandon Crawford, because Brandon would have an absolute great stat line, especially for being a shortstop. He has a really good swing, my opinion. And he would be pretty balanced. He would demolish righties and lefties in the lineup. And also his fielding would be pretty good too. All right. But anyways, San Francisco Giants finest selection, I choose Brandon Crawford. All right, guys, that is it for all of my finest selections. Now, again, these are my opinions. Your opinion might be something else. Your guesses might be different, and that's okay. Okay, this is just something that these are my honest opinions and my thoughts and creativity in my thinking, I guess, that I think of who is going to be the finest selection for the 2021 Team Infinity 5 for the show 21. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait, man. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think they're going to be pretty dope cards. I hope so. I have high expectations for SCS. So, and I think I'm not the only one. But if you guys really enjoy the video or any of my selections were just like yours, be sure to hit that like button. If most of them were yours, definitely subscribe to the channel and hit those and smash that bell notification button so that you guys are notified for my future uploads on this channel. All right. And not only that, I want to let you guys know to go follow my Twitch channel that I do stream basically every day except for Wednesdays. I stream in the morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys have any questions in regards to gameplay or hitting tips, pitching tips, etc., highly recommend you guys go in there and check it out. It's a really good chat. We have great vibes, positive vibes. Highly recommend you guys go in there, okay? But not only that, I wish you guys nothing but perfects and pinpoint pitching. And I, Swingman, will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good time. I hope you guys enjoy the Team Infinity 5s. And not only that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.